Hey everybody, welcome. Welcome to the lunch break. And today we have a Q&A. We have just a session where we gather and we speak our mind and see if there is anything that comes along. I will mention a few things along the way, but if you have any questions, you can join us and we can take it from there. So the idea, what we are troubled with, is the fact that we think that if we run a business, it's a separate entity from us, and it's not true. If we are entrepreneurs or if are business owners, our business is part of who we are, is exactly the same way as if we are, when we own that car, it's a piece of who we are. It's like reflect what kind of person you are. Are you a cool person? Are you like trying to portray yourself as a superstar, or are you middle age, or are you a mom with a van, or what have you? So there's always, every single purchase that we made reflects in a way or another who we are and what we do. And if a business is not able to grow as we wish, you like it, either you like it or not, it will have an impact on you, on your psyche, the way you think, the way you make decisions, and eventually it will drain you. And that's what we don't want in this business. We don't want the business to drain us. We want the business to be able to support us and to empower us. And one of the ways, so before I talk about one of the ways, I came across this statistic and I find it really to be revealing. And in 2024, the Bureau of Labor came up with a number of what's the median average annual income that life insurance make. And surprisingly, I found out that it's $60,323. So it's not shabby. I mean, it's not that big. It's a literally middle class. And when you translate this, what does it mean? It means that the top 20%, 10 to 20% are making 100K plus, and the rest, the 80%, they are stuck between $50,000 to $80,000. The one who are making good income, they are around $80,000 and they are maybe happy about it. And the one who are kind of struggling are making between $50,000 to $60,000. That's on average. Now, if this is the reality, then why bother work for yourself? I mean, if you are making less than $100,000, then owning a business, it's totally not worth it. It's better to work for a job and get a paycheck, and that's it. So we don't want this to be our reality, and the only way that we can change that is by changing the way we approach business. Most companies out there, I already said that before, most companies, financial companies out there, they rely on educating their sales force by going and looking for immediate sales. Why? It's because they always look for fresh blood. That's their strategy. They hire they have two kind of outlet that they rely on to make sales, to make money. The first outlet is generating life insurance and selling life insurance. The second outlet is hiring people. And hiring people is not coincidence. It's because they need to have always a fresh blood coming in. And that fresh blood, once he arrived, he tapped into his immediate circle, his warm market. He get what he can't. Eventually, once he dry up that pool of leads, then he find himself sit with nothing. Tough luck, I know, but that's not how it should be. We should be. I'm speaking about this from experience because that's what I experienced when I was a life insurance agent, and that's not the way it should be. Your hire, the person who hire you, shouldn't tell you just to go hustle. That's what I will always heard. Just go hustle. If you are in the mall, just go speak to people. If you are waiting for a bus, just speak to people. If you are in a party, speak to people. That's not the way we do business. Business is run by having a marketing engine that feeds our business and allow us to generate leads, and those leads, a percentage of them eventually becomes clients. That's how any business operates in the whole world. It doesn't matter what you do. So if you are driving a business, if you are selling life insurance, or if you are a financial advisor, and you are hitting often, like you find yourself looking for leads, then obviously you need to have a marketing engine. And the marketing engine that we need is something that can be reliable. One of these things that help us immensely build a reliable marketing engine and a lead flywheel is having a content strategy. When you combine a content strategy with a cold outreach strategy, you are basically giving so much power to your business that within 90 days, if you do it consistently, you'll find yourself you are overwhelmed with leads, because leads and content, cold outreach with content, one support the other. And eventually, once you start to gain momentum, then you can literally uh, uh, stop from doing the cold outreach and rely solely on content and on other forms of lead generation. Now, one of the best ways you can do that, you can generate content, is by using an AI that is customized to set you free. And what do I mean by set you free? I mean by having something that is already built in a way that can help you generate content. And when I say content, it's not just content, it's every single marketing material that you may probably need. If you need an email sequence, it will provide it to you. If you need a landing page, it will give you the exact copywriting. If you need a KPI diagnosis, it will give it to you. Anything you need, you will have inside that AI. And more importantly, why this AI matters is because it speaks by using your voice, because it's once before you even use it, you feed it all the information that you need, so that you can so when it gives you any content piece or anything, it's always used the same framework, that the structure and framework and the voice, so that you don't come across as an AI, you come across as you. And that's the power that we are talking about. It's called Agent Ignite, and this is something that I built. It's a plugin that works within Claude, and it's an amazing thing. I mean, I use it on a daily basis now, and it's just an amazing. So if you guys have any questions, I'll be more than happy to take them. If not, let me check my notes, see if I missed anything. Okay. The other thing that I want to touch on is the fact that there are two ways to make a living as an entrepreneur. You can make a living by hustling, and you can make a living by building a business. Building a business, anywhere you go, if you want to build a business, there are rules to building a business. You need to have a brand, you need to have a system, and you need to have a lead generation, proper lead generation that gives you that, allow people to come through your funnel and ascend through it and qualify themselves by themselves. And one of the things that we use inside the DM messaging, with the Agent Ignite, is the fact that we don't just send DMs for the sake of sending DMs. We send strategic DMs. The first DM we send is just to get an answer, and that's basically how it works, because the first DM, you just want to have a yes, no, maybe, just some kind of response. Then after that, we want to make sure that we are leading with value. Once we lead with a value and we know that we got the right attention at that moment, we position a questionnaire that can allow us to get the right information in terms of what are the real pain points that our customer is currently experiencing. Once we got that questionnaire back, not only we can qualify them in terms if they can afford to buy a policy. That's one thing, and that's a lot of reason. 80% of the conversations I have is because people, they waste their time with people they don't even have the fund to buy a policy, but also because we uh, we uh, we now have a set of pain points that we can rely on to position our offer as the response to what they mentioned as a pain point. So we are not coming up with anything from our brain. We are actually just, it's a feedback mechanism. We are just getting back with them and making them an offer based on what they mentioned themselves. And the best way, this is the one of the best quotes out there, is in a book called Play Bigger. It says the best way to make sure that you are building bonds with your audience, I'm paraphrasing, is to be able to articulate the problem better than your audience does. And if you can do that, people will take it for granted as not only you know how to solve the problem, but you have the solution for it. And that's powerful. Once you speak and you articulate the problem better than your audience, things changes fundamentally, and the dynamics of the conversation changes as well. So I hope this makes sense. I would like to go further inside this, talking about this, because there are so much thing to talk about. But I believe that uh, if you can understand just this foundation work, and another thing that I would like to touch on is understanding who is your audience. Every single agent out there I know of, and I speak to a lot, when I ask them, did you ever take time to research who is your dream customer? Nobody says no. Yes. Everybody says, I I just talk to people. And that's not enough. That's not enough. So if you haven't already taken the time to research exactly a specific niche that you want to speak to, and you want to invest in at least a decade, because that's called a market. And a market, there are so much that's going to be part of the workshop I'll be putting together. When you want to select a niche, you want to select a market, and a market has requirements. We don't want to go to any market. We want to go to a specific market with specific features. Some of the features that a market needs to have, it needs to be old and needs to be ripe, meaning that it needs to have been work in the market where people can make money for some times, but also it needs to be making money. I'll give you an example. When I decided to move from selling high ticket affiliate products, digital products, into coaching, life insurance, and financial advisors, one of the features that one of the things that I investigate is I ask myself, do I know the financial world? I said, yes, I know the financial world. What kind of knowledge do you know about it? Well, I have been an old life insurance, so I know the pain points. I know how the market operates. I know how the market is acquiring leads. I know a lot of things. Okay, how long has been this financial industrial exists? This market exists? Well, at least for the last 100 years. So that means if it exists for the last 100 years, and if there are a lot of people coming and going, that means that there is some money to be made. Therefore, I can spare for myself a little piece of the cake, and I can serve the markets. I'm not looking for that as a first, but you get the point. So if you can serve the market well, if you can add a real value, then probably you have a shot at getting and making money and by helping people. right? So this is the what I would like to cover. Okay, we've been 15 minutes. That's nice. So this is very, very important, and I feel that a lot of people miss. And another thing, the fact of the matter that most 99% of every life insurance agent out there still use the exact same approach, which is referrals or cold calls. Pretty much everybody does the same thing. There are some people who invest in setting up events or something like that, or boots or something like that, but in general, that's the main client acquisition system that everybody is using. Well, when the referrals they go out of the way, they dry out, well, we are in bad luck. And when and the cold calls, it's known that even if you get to speak to a person and they don't hang up, and even if it's a numbers game, and even if it's out of 10, you may be able to close one. Yes, all these statistics are true, but you are still not playing the game the right way. For the long term, it's gonna be very, very tough to maintain this style of selling. And the alternative is to have a business, is to have a system, a client acquisition system that allows you to run this on purpose. All right. So I'll close on this because this is very important. Please make sure to leave us a comment below, because your questions and comments helps us serve better and helps us understand better how we serve you. Have a great day and talk soon. Bye bye.